I want to be like Thomas. Thomas is a very happy little tank engine. He is very proud to work on his branch line with his friends, Percy and Toby. And when he is not working on his branch line, he could be seen shunting some stone trucks for Mavis at the quarry. No matter what job Thomas does, he likes to be a really useful engine. Rosie is a cheery little engine. She loves to be really useful too. She likes Thomas so much that she wants to be just like him by copying the way he does. This makes Thomas cross and unhappy. One day, Thomas was at Lapford Yards. As he was about to be coupled up to Annie and Clarabelle, the fat controller came to see him.
Whoa! Hang on a minute there, Thomas! Hang on!
Oh, hello, sir. How are you?
Very glad I've caught you, Thomas. I have a very special job for you today. I need you to collect stone from the quarry and take it down to the docks.
But who will look after Annie and Clarabelle?
Percy will look after Annie and Clarabelle whilst you're doing the delivery to the docks.
Oh, yes, sir. I'll do my best to help.
There will be a lot of stone to deliver to the docks, so you will need some help, and that's why I've sent another engine to come and help you. Here she is now!
Rosie puffed happily into the yards and stopped next to Thomas. She was very excited about her new job.
Hello, Thomas. Good morning, sir.
Good to see you, Rosie. Both of you will be making the stone delivery from the quarry to the docks. I'm relying on the both of you to do a good job.
Yes, sir.
We will, sir.
Thomas whistled happily as he puffed away. Then Rosie did the same thing. She whistled just like Thomas. As they puffed along, Rosie was very excited to be working with Thomas. She hardly got to work with him, and now she finally saw her chance.
This is going to be fun, Thomas. We're going to be making a special delivery together.
Thomas sighed as they carried on with their work. Then he spotted some children in the fields nearby. They were very pleased to see the train coming. Thomas whistled to greet the happy children.
Hello, everyone. Pleased to meet you.
Hello, everyone. Pleased to meet you.
Hey, that sounds like Thomas's whistle.
I know. I want to be just like Thomas.
The children laughed and cheered. Thomas was cross. Before long, Thomas and Rosie arrived at the quarry where Mavis was waiting to see them.
Hello, Mavis. How are you?
Hello, Thomas. I'm very pleased that you're here. Now we can make a start.
Hello, Mavis. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Rosie. But I do need some help.
What sort of help?
I need help with shunting the trucks to the hopper and filling them up with stone. But I'm not finished yet, so...
Don't worry, Mavis. We can help you out. Thomas and I will have the trucks sorted out for you in no time. Won't we, Thomas?
Well...
Oh, thank you, Thomas and Rosie. That would be very kind of you both.
Come on, Thomas. Let's get the trucks sorted out. Then we can be on our way.
So Rosie set off happily to find some empty trucks. Thomas was now feeling more crosser than ever. He wanted to find a way to tell Rosie to stop copying his every move, but he couldn't know what to do. Soon Thomas found some empty trucks and set to work.
Come along. Time to get you trucks loaded.
Thomas shunted the trucks into a hopper. One by one, the stone poured into the trucks. Thomas was pleased with himself.
Right then. That's you all sorted. Let's get you on your way.
Thomas sorted out his trucks and puffed away. Rosie had been watching and was very impressed.
If Thomas can do that, then so can I.
Hey! What's going on?
Come along. Time to get your trucks loaded.
The trucks weren't very pleased with the way Rosie was shunting them. And like Thomas, she shunted the trucks under the harbour, and they were soon filled up with stone.
Right then, that's you all sorted. Let's get you on your way.
Eh? Sorted? What does she mean?
Thomas had been watching Rosie with the loaded stone trucks. He couldn't believe what he had seen. Rosie had copied him again. Thomas had had enough.
How's the work going then, Thomas? Oh! Thomas, what's the matter?
It's Rosie. That's what's the matter.
Why? What's she doing?
She's copying everything I'm saying and what I'm doing. My whistling, my shunting, and what I'm saying.
Well, she does admire you, Thomas. Every engine on Sodor knows she wants to be just like you.
Well, I just wish she wouldn't do it at all. It's making me cross.
Why don't you talk to Rosie about it, Thomas? I'm sure she'll understand once you explain it to her.
I want to, Mavis, but how can I tell her how I feel without upsetting her?
Upset who, Thomas?
Oh, upset the Fat Controller. I don't want to upset the Fat Controller.
Don't worry, Thomas. We'll get the trucks delivered to the docks on time.
As soon as everything was arranged, they were coupled up and ready to go.
Right then, you two. That's everything ready. You can be on your way now.
Okay then, Mavis. See you later.
Bye-bye, Mavis.
Bye, Thomas and Rosie. And thank you.
Oh,
Thomas! Talk to Rosie. I'm sure she'll understand once you talk to her.
Thomas didn't hear Mavis, but Rosie did, and she began to worry.
Talk to me? Thomas? What did Mavis mean by that?
Thomas decided not to answer, and just carried on. Thomas and Rosie made their way along the line towards the docks. Rosie was still thinking about what Mavis had said back at the quarry. She knew something was wrong.
Thomas? What did Mavis mean by talk to me about it?
But Thomas didn't answer. He still couldn't know what to say to Rosie. Then he had an idea.
if I puff fast, I can leave Rosie behind, and then she won't be able to copy me anymore.
Thomas puffed faster as he tried to surge ahead. Rosie saw Thomas puffing away from her and tried to keep up with him.
Thomas? What's wrong?
Oh dear.
Soon they reached Gordon's Hill and puffed up the slope as fast as they could. Thomas huffed and puffed with his heavy load.
I can do it! I can do it!
Thomas was determined not to give up. At last, he made it to the top of the hill.
Hooray! I did it! I did it!
Rosie watched as Thomas disappeared over the hill. She wanted to catch up with him.
I can make it to the top as well, just like Thomas. Nothing can go wrong with that.
We can sort something out!
Rosie heaved and huffed and puffed to the top as hard as she could.
I can do it. I can do it.
But as Rosie reached the top of the hill, there was trouble.
Hooray! I did it! What? Wait! What's happening?
The Troublesome Trucks started to push Rosie down the hill. Rosie was now feeling very scared. She tried to slow down, but the trucks were pushing her much too fast. Rosie raced past Thomas.
Thomas! Help!
precious! Rosie!
Rosie was approaching Marin Station. Suddenly, she saw that Emily was at the platform up ahead with a passenger train. Horrified, Rosie whistled loudly to Emily to warn her she was coming.
Emily! Look out!
Oh no!
Rosie's driver applied the brakes as hard as he could. The signalman quickly changed the points and Rosie swayed onto the siding, only to see a small empty flatbed ahead. Rosie shut her eyes and waited for the crash. No one was hurt, but Rosie and her train had come off the rails and smashed the flatbed into pieces. Emily was shocked to see what had happened.
Oh dear.
Thomas raced into the station to see the mess.
Rosie! Are you alright, Rosie?
I think so. But now I'm stuck.
I'd love to help you, Rosie, but I have my passengers to look after. I cannot let them down.
The guard blew his whistle and Emily puffed out of the station. Thomas was very worried for Rosie.
Don't worry, Rosie. I'll go and get help.
Thomas was uncoupled from his trucks and he raced away as fast as he could.
I'll be right back, Rosie. I promise.
Okay then, Thomas.
Thomas was determined to find the breakdown train, but he started to feel guilty about Rosie's accident. Thomas raced into the shunting yards, where Judy and Jerome were having a nap.
Judy! Jerome! Wake up! Please! Judy!
Jerome?
Emergency! It's Rosie! She's had an accident at Marin Station! She's off the tracks! And so are her first 3 trucks!
Okay then, Thomas.
We are ready to go.
Back at Marin Station, Rosie was feeling very sorry for herself. She was worried that the Fat Controller would be cross with her. But then, she was thinking about Thomas and what was bothering him.
Is Thomas upset with me? Maybe that's why he's puffing so fast. It's Thomas!
At last, Thomas returned with the breakdown train and stopped alongside Rosie and the derailed trucks.
Here we are! Rosie is in a mess!
No worries, Thomas. We can sort this mess out, can't we, Judy?
Absolutely, Jerome. Let's get to work.
Thomas took the unhurt trucks and shunted them away. Judy and Jerome dealt with the derailed trucks, and the workmen shifted the broken flatbed aside. When the trucks were back on the rails, Thomas shunted them away as well. And finally, Judy was able to rescue Rosie.
Oh! Whoa!
Don't worry, Rosie. I've got you.
Phew! Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Jerome.
No problem, Rosie.
That's what we're here for.
Thomas was coupled up to Rosie and pulled her away to the siding. Whilst the 2 engines were filling up their tanks with water, the workmen were checking Rosie all over to see if she was okay.
There's no serious damage done, Rosie, but you were very lucky not to have broken your buffers.
Thank goodness for that. Can I still deliver my train, please?
I think you'll be alright, Rosie. You just need to be a bit more careful with trucks.
Yes, sir. I will, sir. Thanks to Thomas, I'm safe.
Then Rosie could see that Thomas was upset.
What's wrong, Thomas?
Oh, Rosie, I'm very sorry. This is all my fault.
What do you mean?
I was feeling cross because you were copying me all day. Everything I said and did, you were copying everything I was doing. It was making me feel very uncomfortable.
Rosie was very surprised.
Why didn't you speak to me about it?
I wasn't sure how to tell you. I didn't want to upset you. I was worried you would be cross with me if I did tell you.
Rosie listened carefully. She thought about what Thomas was saying. Then she smiled to her friend.
Thomas, I wasn't trying to upset you or make you cross. I was only copying you because I admire you and the jobs you do on Sodor. I just want to be like you, a really useful engine.
Thomas was amazed. He started to feel just a bit better.
I'm sorry if I worried you in any way, Rosie.
That's alright, Thomas. I'm sorry I was making you cross. I didn't mean to.
I know, Rosie. I shouldn't have got so cross.
Thank you for coming to my rescue, Thomas. You're a very good friend.
That's what friends are for, Rosie. Now, let's get our trucks delivered.
But we're going to be late, and the Fat Controller will be cross.
Don't worry about that, Rosie. We could still deliver our trains safely and together.
Rosie thought this was a wonderful idea.
Alright, Thomas. I'm ready when you are.
So Thomas and Rosie continued on their way to the docks together with their trucks. They didn't mind being late, because they were glad to be working together as the team. Finally, the two friends popped into the docks where Cranky was waiting.
Hello, Cranky!
Oh, there you two are! I was wondering what had happened to you. And so was I.
Then, Thomas and Rosie saw the Fat Controller walking towards them.
What has been going on? I hear there was some confusion and delay at Marin Station, and that you, Rosie, broke a flatbed in half. Now you two are late.
We're sorry, sir. The thing is,
It wasn't Thomas's fault, sir. I had an accident at Marin Station and came off the rails. Thomas brought Judy and Jerome to come and rescue me. We know we're late, but we wanted to get our trains delivered safely by working together as a team.
I see. It seems you both managed to sort things out between you two.
we thought it would be best if we stick together, sir.
Well, as long as you're both here, I guess that's all that matters. Well done to the pair of you.
Thank you, sir. And thanks for putting Rosie to work with me. She was really useful.
And so were you, Thomas.
Thomas and Rosie smiled happily together.
Cranky, can you start unloading our trucks, please?
Of course I can, Thomas. Leave it to me.
Thank you, Cranky. Oh, Rosie.
What's so funny? Hey, what's the joke? What is it? What? What's so funny? I think I've missed something, haven't I?